This section will talk about the use of a phone, particularly an iPhone, in running a company. It will also discusses how emerging trends in technology are helping Network Rail improve railway performance and safety. Your iPhone is an addictive, yet powerful tool for business. It's become an extension of our lives. One is able to perform simple tasks using iPhone that can be done by a computer desktop in an easy way, by a touch of a screen. Not everyone knows how to maximize the iPhone's power as a business tool. For the iOS operating system is challenging to adapt and to be used. Here are tips that will allow you to access your phone's capacity fully and run your business more efficiently. Consider a second phone for business. This minimizes distraction from your main phone from playing games and surfing through social media in your other phone. Secure your iPhone. The iOS is pretty secure operating system, but it doesn't mean it is bulletproof. Explore your phone's security features and adjust them to be suitable for your business needs. This minimizes chances of being hacked. Use multi-platform apps. Apps that work on a variety of platforms can improve your work flexibility. When your tools sync across platforms, you can work continuously, whether you're using your iPhone or computer. These apps also allow you to stay connected with your team wherever you are, allowing for improved teamwork. While rail technology is extensive, the industry is on the verge of an exciting new era of innovation. Advanced algorithms and data analysis software will enable railroads to trap the massive amounts of data being collected nationwide to enhance safety and service to customers. Next-generation automation technology will continue to reduce the impact of human error and human limitations on railroad operations, improving safety and efficiency. Railroads harness the power of large data to solve big challenges in unimaginable ways. Sustained by smart sensors deployed across the network and advancements in track inspection technologies, railroads have amassed databases with hundreds of trillions of bytes of information about the condition of track and equipment. This virtual vast of data combined with improved data analytics software allows railroads to discover critical data trends and apply those learnings to increase safety. Today, track inspection machines operate independent of trains, but the next generation of track inspection technology could be incorporated into locomotives, generating up to 250 gigabytes of data daily per locomotive. Onboard inspection technology such as these would allow for continuous and more frequent inspection and data gathering that informs annual maintenance planning. Automation of train operations also has the potential to enhance both network efficiency and safety, enabling the transport of more goods by rail. When deployed, the next generation of rails will know the precise location of all trains operating across the network as well as the distance required between individual trains for them to operate safely. Armed with this information, railroads will be able to safely increase the number of trains on a track and better manage how closely they operate together, improving both network velocity and fluidity. This section will talk about how information systems influence a company's organizational strategy. Analyzation of the core information system applications from a business perspective and analyzation of how information system projects are aligned in the organizational goals and strategies will be discussed in this section. Sanofi Pasteur is the vaccines division of the multinational pharmaceutical company Sanofi and the largest company in the world devoted entirely to vaccines. Sanofi Pasteur's corporate vision is to work toward a world where no one suffers or dies from a vaccine-preventable disease. Collaboration, sharing information, ongoing innovation, and rigorous pursuit of quality are essential for Sanofi Pasteur's business success and commitment to improving the health of the world's population. Until recently, the company lacked appropriate equipments to encourage staff to have dialogues, share ideas, and work with other members of the company. As a large, centralized firm, initiatives were primarily driven from the top down. The company wanted to give employees more opportunities to experiment and innovate on their own, and adopted Microsoft Yammer as the platform for this change. New ideas for the organization when emerged can be shared through Yammer. Microsoft Yammer is an enterprise social networking platform for internal business uses, but it can also create external networks linking to suppliers, customers, and others outside the organization. Yammer enables employees to create groups to collaborate on the projects and share and edit documents, and includes a news feed to find out what's happening within the company. The platform can be accessed through the web using desktop and mobile devices, and can be integrated with other Microsoft tools. Employees are using Yammer to share updates, to improve initiatives. Through Yammer, employees spread the word about this improvement to other locations around the globe. Using Yammer, Sanofi employees set up activist networks for change in large manufacturing sites. Each group has attracted more than 500 people. These networks help create a more personal culture that helps people feel comfortable about making suggestions for improvements and working with other groups across the world. They also provide management with observations about policies and procedures across departments that can be used to redesign the firm's manufacturing and business processes to increase quality and cost effectiveness. For example, a building operator shared his ideas about how to reduce waste when managing a specific material in the production facility. The new procedure for handling the material saved the facility more than €100 per year and became a global best practice at all Sanofi Pasteur production sites. Yammer-powered communities raised awareness of health, safety, and more attention to these issues helped reduce human errors by 92%. Sanofi Pasteur's experience illustrates how much organizations nowadays are dependent on information systems to improve their performance and remain competitive. It also shows how much systems supporting teamwork make a difference in an organization's ability to provide important social benefits. Sanofi Pasteur is a knowledge-intensive company that prizes innovation, but it was hampered by hierarchical top-down processes that prevented employees and managers from freely sharing information and innovating. This impacted the company's ability to create and deliver new leading-edge products and maintain its high-quality standards. Sanofi Pasteur management found that the best solution was to deploy new technology to move from a hierarchical corporate knowledge and work environment to one that actively engaged employees and enabled them to obtain more knowledge from colleagues. The company took advantage of Microsoft Yammer's social tools to increase employee engagement. There is more effective sharing of employee knowledge, and the company has become more innovative. New technology alone would not have solved Sanofi Pasteur's problem. To make the solution effective, Sanofi Pasteur had to change its organizational culture and business processes for knowledge dissemination and collaborative work, and the new technology made these changes possible. This section will talk about the ethical and security issues that could result from flaws in Central Processing Unit (CPU) chip designs. There will be also a discussion on the procedures for securing information systems. Every computer chip manufactured in the last 20 years contains fundamental security flaws that make it possible for attackers to obtain access to data that were thought to be completely protected. Security researchers has discovered the hazard in the late 2017. The flaws arise from features built into the chips that help them run faster. The vulnerability enables a malicious program to gain access to data that it should haven't seen. There are two specific variations of these flaws, called Meltdown and Spectre. Meltdown was named because it melts security boundaries normally enforced by hardware. By exploiting Meltdown, an attacker can use a program running on a computer to gain access to data from the Meltdown only affects specific kinds of Intel chips produced since late 90s. Spectre is not manufacturer-specific and affects nearly all modern processes. It requires more intimate knowledge of the victim program's inner workings. Spectre's name comes from speculative execution, in which a chip is able to start work on predicted future operations in order to work faster. In this case, the system is tricked into incorrectly anticipating application behavior. The most worrisome aspect of Meltdown and Spectre is that security vulnerabilities are not from flawed software but from the fundamental design of hardware platforms beneath the software. There is no evidence that Spectre and Meltdown have been exploited. Similarly, the security flaws are so fundamental and widespread that they could become catastrophic, especially for cloud computing services where many users share machines. According to findings, performance of laptops, desktops, tablets, and smartphones will be less affected. The fundamental vulnerability behind Meltdown and Spectre is at the hardware level, and thus cannot be patched directly. Technology software vendors are only able to release software fixes that work around the problems. Such fixes mitigate vulnerabilities by altering or disabling the way software code makes use of speculative execution and special features built into the underlying hardware. Since these features were designed to improve system performance, working around them can slow the systems. Experts initially predicted system performance could be degraded as much as 30%. Major software vendors have rolled out workaround patches. Cloud vendors have taken measures to patch their underlying infrastructures, with their customers expected to install the patches for their operating systems and applications. Organizations should apply updates and patches to browser software as soon as they are available. And since these vulnerabilities could enable attackers to steal passwords from user device memory when running JavaScript from a web page, it is recommended that users be instructed to always close their web browsers when not in use. The only way to truly fix Meltdown and Spectre is to replace affected processes. Redesigning and producing new processes and architectures may take 5 to 10 years to hit the market. About Spectre and Meltdown, it is that they have focused more global attention on software and hardware security and the need to develop more robust system architectures for secure computing. This section will discuss the problems that AbbVie company experiencing as a global enterprise and how the company was able to solve them. Another section will explain the company information technology infrastructure and what information system solutions that can be applied in their situation. AbbVie is a global research-based biopharmaceutical company that was spun off from Abbott Laboratories in January 2013. When AbbVie separated from Abbott Laboratories, the company had inherited 50 or 60 disparate legacy systems that were supporting mission-critical processes in over 100 worldwide locations. The legacy systems were supported by Abbott under a transitional services agreement and were due to be terminated at the end of 2015. AbbVie's management had to make a choice. For example, should the company continue to run these legacy systems on its own or should it invest in a more up-to-date platform for supporting business processes across all of its global affiliates and manufacturing locations? AbbVie had only until the end of 2015, 3 years, to implement a solution and slightly over 2 years to establish an infrastructure stipulated by the TSA. AbbVie decided to create standard business processes for all its affiliates and manufacturing facilities and to support these processes across the globe. The new system had to be globally operational in more than 150 countries within 3 years. AbbVie designed a new operating model that included many organizational changes, including business process outsourcing, centers of excellence, and regional shared services. The company selected IBM Global Business Services consultants to guide the global deployment. Starting in August 2013, AbbVie rolled out SAP ERP to 110 affiliates and manufacturing sites within 18 months. The company standardized end-to-end processes using a global SAP template, and allowed the software to be customized only for country-specific requirements. These requirements were identified in advance by teams creating local implementation guides. AbbVie business process teams hammered out standard definitions for end-to-end processes such as procure-to-pay and warehouse management. AbbVie made the template usable globally by extending the functionality for multiple currencies and languages and updating it on a country-by-country basis depending on local regulations. Each time an affiliate requested a customization, the AbbVie project team reviewed it against the list of local legal requirements it had collected. AbbVie then determined if the customization was required by other countries or was for only one, and it pushed back on one-of-a-kind requests. Testing with several affiliates helped ensure that the template met the requirements of most countries, so the need for future customization was minimal. The project team compared the percentages of those metrics from country to country and reported the results to AbbVie's business unit leaders. If, for instance, the metrics showed that Germany had adopted more than 80% of the template and France 70%, business support could investigate to see if there was a process that needed to be changed in France. This was key to deploying the entire global instance. The project team was also tasked with migrating data from different legacy applications to the data structure for the global system. For each standalone legacy system, the team extracted raw data, stored them in a secure data warehouse, and then identified any missing or inaccurate fields and other data cleansing requirements. While the team was consolidating and cleansing the data, it taught business users about SAP-specific data fields, how the fields were used, and how they changed previous business processes. The team would obtain data from the business, put it in a data mapping template, and load the data in various test environments. Once business users verified the accuracy of data, it would be ready to go live in production. These activities facilitated change management by placing a high value on both system transparency and training. About 6 months before rolling out a new location, country-specific transition leaders would train users on the template and familiarize them with any process changes. The transition leaders were liaisons between AbbVie's technology team and its business process team, helping the company to quickly address change management issues as they arose. AbbVie also took the time during implementation to verify it was in compliance with all local data privacy regulations. In May 2015, the company completed the global rollout. The company was thus able to successfully standardize global processes and meet the TSA. AbbVie now has a set of key metrics that are measured at the end of every month, such as the length of time to create new customers, vendor payments, payment terms, or order fulfillments. The global system features dashboards for managers to look at every country, measure results, find the root cause of problems, and take corrective action more easily. Reporting from the system is more accurate. AbbVie was able to pull off a major global system implementation because it was far-sighted and well-organized and did the difficult work of streamlining processes on a global scale at the project outset. AbbVie's business efficiency also improved because corrective actions often led to additional process improvements. By looking at the metrics, the project team can suggest measures to improve a process to get more out of the company's investment. AbbVie can now operate as a single business across countries.